sleeping 8 hours doesn't always guarantee that your brain is rested.
What really determines your energy and mental clarity isn't how much sleep you get, but how you prepare your mind and body before bed. If you think about it, thousands of people around the world spend a third of their lives sleeping, and yet they still wake up tired, anxious, or unmotivated. Why is this? Because the true power of sleep isn't in the number of hours, but in the quality of that deep, restorative rest. Today, here on this channel, we're opening a space together to transform something as natural as sleep into a powerful tool for health, focus, and personal growth. Welcome to Healthily Focused, a channel inspired by the insights of Dr. Andrew Huberman, professor of neuroscience at Stanford and a world leader in how science can improve our lives. I want to be very clear from the start. This channel does not seek to impersonate him or appropriate his work. My intention is simple but profound: to inspire you, accompany you, and guide you with science-backed practices so that you, too, can experience real changes in your mind and body. In this video, we'll begin with one of the fundamental pillars of health and performance: sleep. You'll learn what happens in your brain while you sleep, how light, temperature, and your breathing impact your rest, and most importantly, you'll experience a guided practice that will help you prepare your mind and body for deep, restful, and energized sleep for the next day. So, before we move forward, I invite you to give yourself this gift: some time for yourself, a space of calm amidst the noise of daily life. Get comfortable, breathe deeply, and join me in this experience that can transform the way you rest, and with it, the way you live. Sleep is one of life's most universal phenomena, yet for centuries, it remained an almost impenetrable mystery. All human beings sleep. In fact, all animal species that have been studied have some type of rest or sleep cycle. And yet, until relatively recently, science could barely explain precisely what happens in our brains and bodies when we close our eyes each night. The truth is that sleep isn't a waste of time, as productivity culture often leads us to believe. Nor is it a luxury afforded to a select few. Sleep is an essential biological process, as important as eating, breathing, or staying hydrated. Every night, when our body rests, a complex, delicate, and powerful machinery is put into action that sustains our memory, strengthens our health, and even prolongs our life. Today, we're going to uncover the science behind sleep together, exploring the circadian rhythm, the role of sunlight, body temperature, melatonin, and how all of these elements come together to give us nights of deep rest and days of mental clarity. Imagine that there's a clock inside you, invisible but very precise. This clock ticks every second, every minute, every hour of your existence, without you even needing to see it. It's called the circadian rhythm, and its main function is to coordinate your biological processes so that they align with the Earth's natural cycle, day and night. The term circadian comes from the Latin word circa, around, and dies, day. It literally means around a day. It's a cycle that lasts approximately 24 hours and regulates when you're hungry, when your body releases hormones, when you feel sleepy, and when you wake up feeling energized. The master center of this clock is located in the brain, in a tiny region of the hypothalamus called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. From there, millions of neurons act like an orchestra conductor, synchronizing your entire body, from your heart and liver to your muscles and immune system. When we respect this rhythm, life flows harmoniously. But when we ignore it, staying up late in front of bright screens, working at night, or sleeping at irregular times, we disrupt this master clock. The result is fatigue, confusion, anxiety, a weakened immune system, and, in the long term, serious health decline. Of all the signals that regulate the circadian rhythm, the most powerful is sunlight. When you open your eyes in the morning and let the sun's rays enter your retina, a message immediately travels to the suprachiasmatic nucleus of your brain. This message tells your body, it's daytime. It's time to activate the energy. It's as if someone had flipped an internal switch. Morning sunlight stimulates the release of cortisol, a hormone not to be confused with negative stress. Morning cortisol is essential. It awakens your mind, activates your muscles, regulates blood pressure, and kickstarts your metabolism. Thanks to this natural boost, you can start your day with clarity and focus. The most fascinating thing is that this same light that activates your daytime energy also prepares your nighttime rest. It initiates a 12 to 2-hour countdown that culminates in the release of melatonin, the hormone that induces sleep. Put another way, every time you expose yourself to the sun in the morning, you are programming the quality of your sleep for the following night. On the other hand, if you deprive your body of natural light and spend the day indoors or under artificial lights, your internal clock becomes confused. It doesn't know whether it's day or night. And this disorientation can manifest as insomnia, chronic fatigue, or lack of concentration. The second great regulator of our rest is body temperature. During the day, your temperature remains relatively stable, giving you vitality and energy. But as night approaches, your body needs to cool down slightly to begin the sleep process. It's a subtle drop, just a degree, but enough to send a clear signal to your brain, it's time to rest. That's why most people feel more comfortable sleeping in cool rooms. An environment that's too warm can prevent the body from achieving that slight drop in temperature, thus disrupting the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. An interesting thing is that practices like taking a hot shower before bed can, paradoxically, help you cool your body faster. Because heat dilates the blood vessels in your skin, and when you get out of the shower, your body releases that excess heat more efficiently. Temperature, then, acts as a biological thermostat that, if we learn to respect, can significantly improve the quality of our rest. Among the many actors in this theater of sleep, one of the protagonists is melatonin. Produced by the pineal gland, melatonin isn't a sleep aid as many believe. It doesn't put you to sleep immediately, but it does signal your body that it's time to slow down and prepare for rest. Its release is largely dependent on darkness. When the sun sets and ambient light decreases, melatonin begins to increase in the blood, marking the beginning of the biological night. The problem arises when we live surrounded by artificial lights and electronic screens that emit a bright blue light, very similar to that of the sun. This light tricks the brain, blocks melatonin production, and delays sleep onset. It's as if we keep the body in eternal daytime mode, even when the clock says it's midnight. This explains why one of the most effective tips for improving sleep is to reduce screen time at least an hour before bedtime, or to use blue light filters that allow melatonin to do its job uninterrupted. Consequences of lack of sleep. Sleeping too little or poorly isn't harmless. Research from recent decades confirms it. Lack of sleep has a devastating impact on the mind and body. In the brain, sleep deprivation affects memory, attention, and decision-making. The hippocampus, the region responsible for consolidating memories, is particularly affected. It's like trying to save files on a hard drive full of errors. The information simply isn't stored properly. In emotional situations, lack of sleep deregulates the amygdala, the part of the brain that manages anxiety, fear, and anger. This explains why, after a sleepless night, everything seems more overwhelming, more irritating, and more difficult to manage. On the body, the impact is equally serious. The immune system weakens, making you more vulnerable to infections. And metabolism is altered, promoting weight gain and insulin resistance. The risk of cardiovascular disease increases. And in the long term, lack of sleep is associated with cognitive decline, dementia, and even a shorter life expectancy. A poor night's sleep may seem like a minor detail. But when this lack becomes habitual, it's like accumulating a debt that, sooner or later, your body will demand payment with very high interest. The good news is that science has also demonstrated the transformative power of deep, restorative rest. When you sleep well, your brain cleanses itself of toxins and waste accumulated during the day thanks to the glymphatic system, a brain-cleaning network that is only activated during deep sleep. Your memory is consolidated, strengthening what you've learned and discarding what you don't need. Your creativity flourishes because your brain combines information in brilliant new ways. Your immune system is strengthened, preparing you to fight viruses and bacteria. Your energy and mood are stabilized, giving you mental clarity and emotional resilience. In the long run, sleeping well translates into a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. It's an act of self-love, a gift you give your body every night. Sleep isn't about disconnecting from the world. Sleep is about connecting with yourself. It's the time when your brain and body sync up to repair, regenerate, and prepare for a new day. The science of sleep reminds us of something profound. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. And when we learn to respect that need, everything in our lives improves, from our physical and mental health to our relationships, our creativity, and our purpose. 1. Exposure to light in the morning and avoid bright lights at night. Imagine for a moment that your body is like a perfect biological clock. This internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, needs a clear signal every day to know when to be alert and when to rest. That signal doesn't come from an alarm clock or even the caffeine in your morning coffee. It comes from something so basic, so natural, that we often take it for granted: sunlight. Science, especially research led by Andrew Huberman and other neuroscientists, has shown that exposure to natural light during the first few minutes of the morning is one of the most powerful habits for optimizing your energy, mood, and sleep. When sunlight enters your eyes, it doesn't just illuminate your surroundings. It activates a set of specialized cells in your retina called intrinsically photosensitive ganglion cells. These cells are extremely sensitive to natural light levels, especially the blue light that predominates during the early morning hours. Once activated, they send a direct signal to the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master clock located in your hypothalamus. What does this clock do? It tells your body, it's daytime, wake up, activate your metabolism, raise your body temperature, prepare your energy. At the same time, it begins a countdown that, about 14 to 16 hours later, will cause your brain to release melatonin, the hormone that induces deep, restful sleep. This means something powerful. Your night starts in the morning. If you don't give your body that burst of natural light when you wake up, your internal clock becomes out of sync. The consequence is simple: difficulty sleeping at night, irregular energy during the day, and a foggy mental state. Suggested practice: as soon as you wake up, go outside and seek at least 10 minutes of direct sunlight exposure. If it's cloudy, increase to 20 or 30 minutes. Avoid wearing dark glasses, although you can wear corrective lenses. If you wake up before dawn, use bright, warm artificial lights as a backup, but always prioritize the sun when it appears. On the other hand, exposure to bright lights at night, especially blue light from screens, cell phones, televisions and white LED bulbs sends a conflicting signal to your brain: it's still daytime, stay awake. This delays the release of melatonin and disrupts your sleep. Key action: 2 or 3 hours before bed, dim the lights in your home, use warm lamps, and activate blue light filters on your electronic devices. This simple practice can improve the quality of your sleep in surprising ways. 2. Temperature control, hot/cold bath. Deep sleep is closely linked to a drop in internal body temperature. When your body begins to cool, a state of relaxation and rest is triggered. This is one of the reasons why many people feel sleepy when the environment is cool and dark. Neuroscience has shown that small changes in body temperature can help speed up the sleep process. One of the most interesting is the practice of taking a hot bath or warm shower about an hour before bedtime. This may seem counterintuitive. How can a hot bath induce a cooling state? The explanation is fascinating. By raising your skin temperature, your blood vessels dilate, allowing your body to release heat more efficiently when you step out of the bath. The result: a faster drop in core temperature, which favors your brain's natural "it's time to sleep" signal. Suggested practice: take a hot bath or shower between 38 and 40 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes, approximately 1 hour before bedtime. Alternatively, if you prefer, you can use cold water immersion techniques during the day to improve your energy and resilience, but avoid doing so just before bed, as the sympathetic activation it generates can interfere with rest. The important thing here is to understand that your thermal environment is your ally. Keep your bedroom cool. Between 18 and 20 degrees Celsius is ideal. Wear light clothing to sleep and allow your body to follow its natural nighttime cooling process. 3. Diet and schedules. Relationship between light dinner and rest. Another determining factor for sleep quality is what you eat and when you eat it. Food, beyond nutrition, functions as a secondary circadian signal. It tells your body what time of day it is. Eating too late, or eating large meals rich in fat or sugar, can upset your digestion, increase your body temperature, and make it difficult to fall asleep. Research suggests that it's advisable to avoid large meals at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. A light dinner, based on lean protein, vegetables, and complex carbohydrates in moderate amounts, helps stabilize glucose levels and promotes a smoother transition to sleep. Some studies even suggest that a small portion of low-glycemic carbohydrates at night, such as oatmeal, sweet potatoes, or brown rice, can promote the release of serotonin and, eventually, melatonin. Suggested practice: eat dinner light and early, preferably before 8 p.m. Avoid alcohol, caffeine, and ultra-processed foods in the hours before bedtime. Listen to your body. Feeling overly full is often an enemy of nighttime relaxation. This simple adjustment not only improves your sleep, but also your metabolism, your energy upon waking, and your body's ability to regulate weight and inflammation. 4. Breathing as a tool to induce calm before sleeping. Breathing is perhaps the most powerful and accessible tool for regulating your mental and physiological state. It's always with you, it's free, and you can use it as a direct bridge to calm. Dr. Andrew Huberman has popularized a neuroscience-backed breathing technique called physiological sigh breathing. It consists of a deep inhalation, immediately followed by a second, shorter inhalation, and finally a slow, prolonged exhalation. Why does it work? This pattern activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces carbon dioxide levels in the blood, and slows the heart rate, inducing a state of almost immediate relaxation. Suggested exercise before bed: 1. Inhale deeply through your nose. 2. Take a second short inhalation, like a little extra air. 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth, letting out all the air. 4. Repeat 3 to 5 times. In just a few minutes, you'll feel your mind calm and your body prepare for rest. In addition to this technique, other slow breathing practices, such as 4-7-8 breathing, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8, have also shown benefits for calming the mind before sleep. The key is to understand that breath control is the control of your internal state. If your breathing is rapid and shallow, your brain interprets that as alert. If it's slow and deep, it recognizes that you're calm and activates sleep mode. Each of these protocols, morning light and evening darkness, temperature management, meal timing, and the power of breath, aren't simple, isolated tricks. Together, they form a comprehensive, science-backed strategy to teach your brain and body to sleep better, wake up energized, and live in balance. And remember, you don't need to implement them all at once. Just start with one, integrate it into your routine, and allow consistency to do its work. As Dr. Huberman said, the human body is a habit machine. If you give it the right signals, it will learn to give you what you need: energy during the day, rest at night. Before we begin, I want to invite you to create a comfortable space. If you can, lie down in your bed or sit in a relaxed position. Dim the lights, turn off notifications, and allow this moment to be a gift to yourself. Remember that what we're doing here isn't just relaxation, but a scientific practice of neuroregulation, a way to train your brain and body to enter deep rest mode. We will begin with 4 phases, each with a specific purpose: breathing, relaxing, visualizing, and silencing. Phase 1. Scientific breathing. Breathing is the most direct access to your nervous system. As we mentioned before, there's a breathing pattern called the physiological sigh. It's a natural resource that your body already uses unconsciously during sleep, when we cry, or even in moments of emotional release. Let's do it consciously. 1. Inhale deeply through your nose. 2. Take a second short inhalation, a small burst of extra air. 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth, letting all the air out smoothly. Repeat this pattern 5 times in a row. Very well. Now you'll notice your body beginning to relax. Physiological sighing helps release accumulated carbon dioxide, regulates your heart rate, and activates your parasympathetic system, which is responsible for calming you. We will now move on to a slower, more sustained breathing rhythm. Inhale through your nose, counting to 4. Hold your breath gently for a count of 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. Repeat this cycle for a few minutes. With each inhalation, feel yourself receiving serenity. With each exhalation, feel yourself releasing the tension of the day. Phase 2. Body scan. Now that your breathing is calm, let's focus on your body. Science calls this progressive relaxation, a method that allows your nervous system to slow down. We will start from the feet and go up to the head. Feet and ankles. Bring your attention to your feet. Notice any tension or stiffness. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, imagine all the weight on your feet dissolving. Legs and knees. Feel your calves and thighs. Relax them as if they were melting into the bed or seat. Hips and abs. This is where we tend to hold a lot of tension. Inhale, and as you exhale, allow your belly to soften, allowing your hips to rest heavily and effortlessly. Chest and back. Feel your chest gently expand with your breath. Imagine your back releasing every tiny knot, as if each vertebra were resting more deeply. Shoulders and arms. Let your shoulders slump without carrying anything. Relax your arms down to your hands, allowing each finger to feel loose and light. Neck and jaw. Loosen your neck and let your head rest. Deactivate your jaw by gently separating your teeth. Face and eyes. Relax your forehead, soften your eyelids. Imagine your eyes resting on a serene lake, floating. Now, do a quick scan of your entire body. From head to toe, feel a state of total relaxation, as if your body were entering a deep healing mode. Phase 3. Scientific visualization. Science has shown that guided imagery can induce brain states similar to those that occur in deep relaxation or sleep. Now let's imagine a calm scenario. I want you to visualize a place of absolute serenity. It could be a beach at sunset, a peaceful forest, a moonlit mountain. Choose your setting, the one that brings you the most peace. Feel the details, the texture of the air on your skin, the colors that surround the landscape, the subtle sound of nature, the security of being in a place where nothing threatens you. With each breath, immerse yourself deeper in that environment. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what it imagines and what it experiences. You're creating a real state of tranquility in your nervous system. Let this place become your inner refuge. Whenever you want to sleep better, you can return here with your mind. Phase 4. Conscious silence. We've prepared your body and mind. Now we'll enter a space of deep stillness. There's nothing to do, nothing to think about. Just breathe gently and rest in the silence. Allow the thoughts that arise to fade away like clouds. Don't fight them, just let them pass. In this conscious silence, your brain begins to produce slower waves, closer to those of sleep. You are training your mind to enter a state of deep, natural rest. Feel how your body is heavy, relaxed, but your mind is light, free. Stay in this state for a few more minutes. Very well. You've completed a 25-minute neuropractice designed to prepare for sleep. You breathed scientifically, released tension from your body, visualized a calm space, and finally, trained your mind to be silent. Remember, every time you practice, you reinforce a neural pathway of rest and repair. It's a gift you give to your brain, your body, and your life. As Andrew Huberman would say, sleep is not the end of the day, it is the beginning of health. Rest in the knowledge that your body knows how to sleep. You just need to give it the right conditions. I want to congratulate you for making it this far, for giving yourself this time, and for allowing yourself to take care of yourself. Every minute you invest in your well-being has a real and profound impact on your life. Remember, this practice isn't a one-time event, but rather a tool that grows stronger with repetition. Just as exercise shapes your muscles, these neuropractices shape your nervous system. The more you practice them, the more natural it will be for your body and mind to enter a state of calm and restful sleep. Think about it. Good sleep isn't a luxury. It's a biological necessity as essential as breathing or eating. Every night of deep rest strengthens your memory, improves your concentration, regulates your emotions, and protects your physical health. Restful sleep is the foundation of a full, creative, and focused life. And if today you feel like you still have a long way to go to improve your sleep, don't worry. The most important thing is that you've already taken the first step. With each practice, you're training your brain to remember what calm feels like, what it feels like to be balanced. I invite you to continue exploring more neuropractices here on the channel. You'll find scientific meditations and exercises inspired by the teachings of Dr. Andrew Huberman, always designed to help you transform your well-being from the deepest core. Before closing, keep this idea in mind. Your rest is your power. Every night of restful sleep is a gift that multiplies in clarity, energy, and health. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Make this routine part of your life and you'll see how your day begins to change from the first morning you wake up truly refreshed. Rest well, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and remember, the path to your best version begins every night when you choose to sleep soundly.